the bone of contention here, Article 97, paragraph G and H. And the Speaker of Parliament, with the majority decision of 3-2, 2 dissenting, 3 in favor of Afenyo-Markin, and the MPP caucus in Parliament. Sir, Mashibe Jafie, 4 MPs no, Wamon Saimbra, Emra Bidu Mujuma said yet here. Contrary to the Speaker of Parliament, initially, what they ruling, paid their standing orders, what they approved. Arape Ghana Funyina, lawyers is someone Yamontias here, lawyer for Oka Montias here, na meme no dear, Yebefani say. Arape young Courtney Sansen no. Ivan, 15 minutes.
Yeah, another way I mention what's here for I mention Mr. Inkum or Boy Juma. All the time, Mr. Kumsen, yes, all the time sending our various platforms and also for making contribution. I think the Nina, Sabaya, Babia Ghana Genesis, who come one to my now we are Koyoma boy for. And Ohese Papa Kwasin Duma no or yeah, a Juma say why Kaura. So to me saw Facebook, you see the name. I can't say, but I shall see and tell my Bianca Medrua. Because when this whole thing started, and I think that the signs were quite clear on the line. Now, you Nipaku and I know more, your friends, you knew Moody Juma. But beginning, Nipa Kaya, no, now man for free say usual politics, but and a corner count more, then you see them out there backing. It's all good, you know, Yahubi. There are several people I know, my joined this whole crusade because of my victims. And one way or the other, we are all together seeking, say, we would flip this whole thing. Supreme Court ruling, and then the Akaka home speaker and then as a forum. I'm not sure that there is a single person out to Ghana to whatever be the outcome of that ruling or a surprise, no, because I would take a sharp talk to social media and other platforms. In recent times, my culture says Supreme Court has been tagged in a certain direction. I always ruling in as a phone in a month in baby echo. And there is one thing very common. Always be a government person up on your kind year at the piano. The Supreme Court come to your fence saying to their aid. I use you as an instrument to bully government way through and make me a catalog a number of instances a bind they are getting away. Memfa unko achiri kura no na no ada electoral commission na dwen say oye registration at district offices political parties at the court ye ni buy ho no Supreme Court hwe han mo ye de omba ye wiansa na mo ko set date for this whole thing omo ni ba mo so na aye police case abra domlivo president instructing say on-call retirement ye hu de see ye asem no call Supreme Court no ye tena so twen ya ma papa no call retirement ansa na ye tena case no so. And there has been a number of such instances as Sikromama. A lot of people are raising questions. The next ultimate Ghana for this LGBTQ as the president signed or soon signed as for a matter of concern, a border on social values, cultural way of our society. I him for your demonstration, civil society organize a demonstration, a software demonstration for the first time. And one back can be. As some no court Supreme Court no till date. Yenta asem no so na no e ba ye pinche ya te say ya share on the 19th say kwatena so akodi, but such a critical matter hasn't been decided on. Enti yete kroma na ye hu some conflict going on within parliament regarding an interpretation of a particular provision in the constitution and answer standing orders. Abaye ade e da ho sa na amanfo go through. Yes, it doesn't bar obi say order be court, but asem no ko do court no so we had a swift response the agency Supreme Court usually responding to that particular matter. I yet to say even Friday, and day Supreme Court the tenase. But they sat on the matter and within 12 hours, came out with a ruling. Then it started raising eyebrow among Ghanaians. Now your Supreme Court, Chief Justice say Omon Sona or Musa and Sem Gugu or Musi. When it comes to matters border on government businesses in Nasa Forum there, they can make time to make such declaration in such short period. Abra near my here Ghana for the Yentiminia Juana, acquire the following week, we are quatanasi ruling, and near my course in Wahon. Say, yet, Tenase, na ya kuma, you begin to ask yourself, say, about the Senate and the Ghana Judiciary, Akoto Gatama, the ordinary and the average Ghanaian, any respect for the court. Because judges here, you can form some conquer bench, you see. Papa TV uhuna wapa. Yes, or MPP ni. This particular issue was raised in the court. Every other Chief Justice here mistake. But you see, to go to the court and defend, say, so your party new crana issue near constitutional matter. The Bia Macase, constitutional matter, young cocoa, and they call court. A political party stakeholders, and they call court. So, party interest in this matter are key. And you will consider, in order not to be on the wrong side of the people, no, such inclusion, you have to omit it. Say, by a man for Mkokasa, Supreme Court in your bias, because you're too already. Your Supreme Court will any dim papa. But Obotugu in the end ruling the Bible since saying as to whether Supreme Court were right, as to whether Speaker were right, that is not the issue. But the issue is that yet has to see your Supreme Court now one basic institution here and a former and integral part of our democracy. Yet me not sure how many people trust even the Parliament. I don't know about the executive. But one thing I'm very confident that any say that has to do with our judiciary, because and as a chaos society be disintegrating as if your last bastion there, the judiciary. But if you do a point where there is this notion lingering on the minds of people out there, say already President Akufo-Addo has deliberately packed this court. Packing lawyers, friends, people from his law firms. Nipa omuye close related to the president. Obianka is not a matter of qualification, it's a matter of value, it is a matter of principle, it is a matter of respect. Nipa benya award this particular institution. Nipa be respect, Already conventionally, we've never gone past 14 on the Supreme Court bench. But the first time we've crossed 14, and the president is still making appointments. As you see, Amenoka saying, Nipa mienu bench a ye parliament a ye koba is to get these two nominations approved by parliament to go and join them there. Already that notion is lingering. Amount president are packing a loyalist and then I said when for na kwakugu. It is Supreme Court on that particular side of crowd any that respect and that kind of recognition Ghana for who any other that again panela. Now yes, panel nipa our known political ties and as for and then the demeanor, the conduct, of the posture of even the Chief Justice herself, or to court or more ruling and watch and no so no be was as a Odim Crophobi who fell at the end. And I'm saying, sir, and you be an a wood in a hotel, and your one Cassana would do hotel, a Supreme Court in a wood in a hotel, because Saoko social media, various platforms, baby, a Ghana for tenants have a normal conversation. They regard you with no high esteem anymore. They don't respect you. Nana Manasa article asking a lot of critical questions as to why a LGBT case and as for Yabatuagu aquaquatin this particular way. And he's not the only person expressing similar views. I don't want to delve into whether the Omoye article 70, you're saying 97 G H downwards, because that power is at their bosom. Whichever way they decide to put it, may not see all that we can do is to express our opinion. So I don't even want to bother waste my time go there and talk about the offense and how whether it's reasonable, unreasonable or whatever. But the fact is that we are losing the Supreme Court, we are losing the judiciary, and that is a danger. Ghana for they put you here on a powder keg. You lose it is not just about the Chief Justice, a border society, a safety. Your security and everything. Because can you imagine a society where people think it's a society of lawlessness? You can't trust the judiciary. And to know being it's better you take the law into your own hands. Elections here, your Mahama trusting on court. Now on court, the probability that violence will come out of this election is very high. The probability that people will disagree is very high. Now somebody found a mokokano. Now a court to know another way. Why do you think they will settle? And yes, a kind of tune among exactly. So, and in some amount for they are not speaking from a vacuum. We have your friends saying research backed by data by a reputable research institute in this country, Aibo Ibrahim Foundation at their back. And to we achieve justice, you should be very much cautious and concerned. Whatever your friends saying, arrogant posture be a womu, whichever differences, bitterness be a womu are. Certain attempts, you are bound to defend certain people. No, you look at the data out there, you look at the research. They are telling you, say, Ghana for confidence in the judiciary, it has waned considerably. So it is your job to ensure that you amend the tattered image of the judiciary. That is a fact. And then the CDD recent report, Metias say, "Opa betim de atwa more online portal." Then you do a survey and I say, "Poll, ask Ghanaians how much confidence they do have in the judiciary." Answers na benyano we them be show recently your first Joy FM for yebi. Now me so comment national kanya. That is why the business and why I say as a chief justice should be very much concerned about said the reputation of the judiciary. No, because my culture said in an arena where justice is dispensed, it isn't so much about giving our verdict and not sitting on the matter and deciding. No, it is about the trust and confidence individuals and the citizens have in the justice delivery process, the individuals on the bench and how they conduct themselves. But at this point, we've lost all these things. So Ghana, is standing out there, just gasping for a breath, not knowing what to do. So I know the day, Abisa wants to assemble, that is a danger. And again, Minko Supreme Court Parliament. You see, now no TV station, been a make say, whatever be the outcome of this particular ruling from the Supreme Court, inconsequential to resolving this particular matter, because Supreme Court young ruling matter no MPP for decided that they will not go to the parliament to do any business, and per the speaker no so one side bar per the numbers you form the quorum to do business but you can't take decision. So I know the day say court to a ruling say Afenyo-Markin and as a form of majority they should go back to her. I know the day are we going to have the NDC minority also going back to parliament to sit there as a minority? They will be seen as jokers in the eyes of the people. If they go to parliament and sit there, they will be seen as jokers. Because you see, yes, Obi Bowa Sumbako, Obi Bowa Sumbi, that person will not take you serious. Because this parliament here, it is by the discretion of the speaker. And the MPP was to describe the majority. Because they are not majority. Even the fact that somebody is doing business with you, it doesn't make you majority. But you see, these people have acceded to that particular declaration by the speaker for all these years. But you drew a point. If you listen to the tone, the posturing of Afenyo-Markin and his lies, Papaya on the Debian Semuna no Katie Hammond. So here on posturing, it doesn't show a house or say Obi CD to Obi. So if the person consistently is proving to you that you are stupid, is the reason why you agreed to sit on the minority side. At this point, I think that they need to tell them that they are not fools. Because I am not expecting that the NDC minority will go and sit on the bench for any government business to go on. Because maybe business, we have to say, so obeying respect to why you have no business respecting that person. And I think that is the, and already, we don't know whether the speaker is going to call the house or not. So our initiative process, we know we have about 7 days. Barely we are going into elections. You have an election to win. Because the Omadana didn't clearly said there is no government business to be taken care of. Because another way, a government business are not a more preemptive say so urgent, and that necessitated the Supreme Court to grant Afenyo-Markin's your friend is saying leave now under S party. It means and at the very moment it was granted no more call NDC etc. So they could have waited for the speaker to come and make a declaration. So okay, moon sorry free seat now say whatever, but they never waited. Then they boycotted, and this is the people telling government that there's a government business. And after all, what government business? Tax exemptions, $350 million for their friends, cronies, and allies. Amount for private bank, amount for private hotels or musi. Na Ghana for your grantee or more tax exemptions. Oh, Kroma saying Ghana ni na wako tina UK, US na sifa wako brato na car there bano. Or bar near the tax at so tax in the board as so chain. Sikano or the toy and yaji no be a tam car not a common girlfriend and that your friend say auction car in the walk car wako bra wako tena suno when you no big girlfriend out on 7,000 odd nam
no share traffic
we share no traffic him now or saying do what time crack home mushi sign ka home. That is a kind of a class ya sign to our politics. So sir going to parliament to do government business. No, what government business? That is a question I'm asking. Because parliament a tax exemption and granting as a form of local grant for and other business in I'm not sure that it's so urgent for the MPP and untina or boycott to parliament, So I think the coming days, but the Supreme Court should exercise discretion. Or once exercise that discretion, and they should be very mindful. Because make us a tetinona, men are mere judge and I met him of Congress and more rulings. I'm in a term. And you are in the room with the people. The justice is for the people. Just as sovereignty in Ghana resides in the people in whose name, in whose welfare and the powers of this Ghana no shall be exercised. No, same way in the justice, you dispense it in the name of the people, and you would dispense it, and people are revolting. People are going to social media and they are insulting you. So we are unanimous FC, and they don't want to change style. We are unanimous FC. We say, you should know, sir, people don't respect you no more, and you cannot leave such a tattered legacy because you are not going to be the first person to sit at the bench. Me I met here, anya she oko Supreme Court bench na. Georgina Wood besin koye, meboa. Mami we besin koye, then I know a demonstration in. So for another one, asen ba besin ko. So what makes you think that akwatintin besin ko? So what makes you think that you'll be there forever? The best thing you can do is to leave a lasting imprint. Imprinter ebe leave indelible way on the minds of people. Ghana for remember you for the good things you do, not the controversies you created, not the scandals you created, not the mistrust that you created, but this current situation that you will mean. I don't know. Apart from those, your friends say people, this whole thing benefits, because who you are. We are independent-minded, logical, reasonable human being. Now, if there happenings going on in our Supreme Court, you'll be worried because over the years, Davcado was a partisan policy at the center stage in Parliament. The executive, Abete Ponkoso Sebi, and some Hununim Crasam Mudi CKD, Okanyans Asama, nobody will listen to you. The Ankayawo at the Supreme Court. And President and I are standing a hand out there, filling the bench with friends, allies, cronies, former workers, and then as a former. I know the day, what do you expect us to do? A democracy now, you see, protected. It's all about the institutions. And if these institutions are being interfaced by individuals with twisted political ideology and interest, I know the day, we are average and the ordinary Ghanaian and several in any way is the reason why you see this whole thing. Because this is not the first time a Supreme Court do ruling about. How often do you hear people talking about it? But in recent times, since Akufo-Addo took over this country, every single ruling by free Supreme Court about a point of discussion in the media. People having issues to do with it because yet the Supreme Court back actually and said, so person or register as a voter. You don't need your birth certificate because it doesn't prove you're a Ghanaian, but you need a passport. But passport no kwaje uhia Ghana ka uhia or birth certificate na da kwaje. I know the day the whole idea was to disenfranchise a lot of people because that is the point the government and the Electoral Commission made. So the Supreme Court went there just to affirm that decision. So I know the day obi a onsi law school dana se bi nyansa ne adwen ni tim no tenase na or look through these rulings under a certain microscope of say na se bi omo school kra na omo nkrase rulings any emfaso be na wo so, and then that was where doubt started build up around your ruling. I don't know, respect will go, and at this point I see that as a danger, and the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice should be very much concerned. I don't care, power they have the right to interpret the Constitution. That is why I decided not to go there, because the ever can be a adventure. But Makacho says it's not just about interpreting the Constitution; it is about adding wisdom, common sense, and reasoning to it. And again, ruling on Moda Babon since the Oko Parliamentary, and now you can cross carpet. So cross carpet, and you can say yes, it's a political party, and I say Brana. Yanto swaba, you can decide not to go. But according to them, the only time ubetimi a forfeit will seat is when you are switching political parties. Yeah. And I know the day, if somebody say no on the party on the independent, that's on switch a party. In that case, what happens? So you see, laws are meant to give clarity. Doubt be a one party or the spell. But unfortunately, this area woman. Mrano is rather building castles of doubt, building mountains of doubt on the minds of Ghanaians. Laws that are supposed to make things simple, rather compounding issues, confusing a lot of people. So I don't know what is the essence. So I think that when they go back to their thinking room, they should be mindful of things that they do, things that they say, their posturing, and how the public see them. Because my catcher said, the last time I catch you, we say every revolution in this world has a way of creating its own forces. So what we read about world history and for every single revolution, found a way to create its own forces. The same way every war creates its own victims. But you don't be stopped to be an easy target or an easy victim of a particular war. Ghana, we are near magic in crane. Monsieur Obia or the no. What my you so you'll be target. What's all you pass over be you. So don't make yourself a foolish and easy target. That is the message. We must all try our best to do the right thing. Because after all, this is democracy. We are all pieces. Don't think that you are president, you are better than Obi. Rollins will be 19 years old. Justice Atuguba at some point in time, or to bench in this no bony moon and said John Nomho. So, and not if you expressing the opinion. John Mahama was once president, and not as an individual. You understand? So don't be there today and say, may your president, may your chief justice into the American BR. Very soon you'll be home. Okay. You'll be watching from the sidelines. I criticize Chief Justice Yoko Sophia Akufo. Now, no, on the commoners engineering your demonstration. So if you are reasonable and you are very sensible, no sir, power now is just transcend. You will come and join the common floor and the hardship, whatever the people are going through, no, you will be subjected to the same measure. Right. I think we should be very reasonable when we have power.
What up, my people? I go by the name T-Rhyme, aka the stylish rapper, aka Conscious, aka Fire, aka what I say, BBB. You watching Davcadotv. Keep it locked. Don't go nowhere. Aye.